about all these people, because didn't y'all just tell us women y'all didn't want us to have no kids?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't y'all just say you wanted what they have the abortion law and all of this stuff, and now you're trying to pay people, which that, like you said, the ones that don't want the baby or can't have a baby or whatever the
Just
thing
don't
is,
have a baby.
and then they're gonna try to be pregnant. It's just at least because you got that's a year. Well, so
Yeah.
I wonder what the whole thing is.
So it
Up to
says
6.
it said that you can start claiming the baby as long as the neonatal heartbeat is detected, meaning at 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So you get pregnant in November.
6 weeks later, you
You can
the
claim the
baby.
baby in January.
Yeah.
But how many days is it before abortion? See, that's the thing.
See, it's supposed to be by law.
Oh, because 6 weeks, you only have 6 weeks till you can get an abortion.
Right. Unless there's another reason as far
That's true.
you know, being in the family, incest, or rape.
Okay. So, I don't know, because they're like, at first all this money coming out for things, and I like checks or whatever, but then it's like, where's it coming from? And now y'all say y'all ain't got no money because Biden know who married
the print press.
They just yeah, but they making us pay for it in other ways.
Of course.
And claiming your child as a dependent, it is good. But if you have like real bills,
it's definitely gonna turn into a fraud situation.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be a lot of claim
kids. That's more better able to do the fraud. That's wild. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
But it says it's a $3,000 deduction.
That y'all ain't gonna get. I'm tell y'all from experience, you're not gonna get your earned income credit until 3 to 4 months later.
Let's think about this.
Because they've been pushing stuff back.
Gets a big state income tax return?
Nobody have you noticed that? Is that Georgia? Well, I don't know because I don't know.
I've been in other states. It's always been
it is small,
the lesser of the two.
It's very rare that you'll get a big one, whatever you consider big.
Shoot, anything over $700?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because they always low. Anywho.
I think one time, when I had to pay, I was like, ooh. But I was like, well, that makes sense because I have to pay the state things. I just be lucky to, if I get anything, or I don't have to pay. I do always have to pay state. But if I don't have to pay or owe something, like I know it's not what we talking about with my daughter. You know how now you can get your check in advance? She didn't know what that really meant. And so the job that she was working at, they was like, I don't even know, she said, oh, so this was like, now they don't help you with your W-2s. It's like everything's electronic, you send in your stuff. So they're not really learning. The younger people, unless somebody tells them, they're not really knowing how to fill out that part where your exemptions, tax exempt, all that stuff. Yeah, so I think she didn't know what to write, so she probably thought like, oh, I just put one or whatever, this or that. But it was other things missing. So now, then when the time comes to do her taxes, they ain't took out no tax. Dang. And thankfully, she didn't make
Is she underage though?
She's 24.
Oh.
So no. And so my client had helped me out because she does payroll and stuff, and she was like, that's what happened. She said, that sounds like exactly what happened. She said, tell her to look at her check stub and see if there was anything, because also no check stubs. Everything is direct deposit. And I know my son, if he didn't get no check stub, he really don't look at it.
Right.
But I'm like, y'all add up y'all hours and see if it's close to what you're supposed to get.
Right.
Then think, okay, well, at least it's what I'm supposed to get per hour. If it's a little less, that's taxes. But at least are you getting paid even what you work? Yeah. Right. So they're not seeing stuff like how we used to see stuff. This could happen. So you either take the payday check, the advance check, or you don't put your number of dependents, or you're doing everything electronic and you don't ask anybody for help because they're just gonna send it to you so you can fill it out. You send it back, and now you're gonna owe bunches of taxes. Yeah. But the other thing is, because everything's so slow, they just told her to wait. the IRS,
Mm-hmm.
and not wait to pay, but just wait because she's amending it to see like if there was, if she could do like the balance out, and then if there's something left to pay, she could pay that, but hopefully not the $2,000 or something she gotta pay.
Mm.
But imagine if there was somebody with some big checks.
I mean, people do it though, but they don't try to correct it. So it's the getting caught.
What do what?
Like do exemptions and stuff like
Oh,
that. But you're only
the-
supposed to go for so long.
Yeah.
And some people will go a whole year.
Oh.
What happens?
Oh yeah. It's so much fraud stuff. I don't even.
Yeah.
I would rather be under than over.
Yeah.
You know, even if somebody does the taxes, if they don't claim everything they think you could get just by clicking,
Mm-hmm.
then at least you'll be like, okay, well, I don't have to pay
You
this stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you can write off, you know, this coffee, which you can, but only by a couple of dollars. You can't write everything off. It just, I mean, unless you have like fully documented stuff.
Right.
So let's go right to the weekend windup real quick, and we're gonna also recap last week of what we was talking about, so we can get into today's topic.
So, we have the Bronner Brothers show coming up. It is August 27th through the 29th in Miami.
I wanted to go so bad.
Who's going? I'm not going. I wish I was kind of, but not
I just
really.
wanted to go because it was in Miami,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I also haven't been to a Bronner Brothers show. Well, I know I think most of the pandemic, the whole pandemic, and probably like that one right before.
Yeah.
Because the one I went to before that one was kind of chunky.
Yeah. Next. But the UYG World Show coming in April.
I think in Toledo, the natural hair show, I feel like it comes here twice a year, don't it?
It normally does. I don't
know
know if it came last year twice.
Yeah, because of everything stuff.
Yeah, I know she has something in the park as well.
Oh, really?
Is it
Curls or something?
something curls?
Did you go?
No, it's too hot.
Yeah, it was probably summer.
I think it's coming up though, actually.
Oh,
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah, if it hasn't passed, but I think it's coming up very soon. What is it? I don't even know.
But like about hair and texture.
Kinky Curly or
Oh, really?
Kinks and Curls, I think it's called.
But in the park, like Piedmont Park?
It's in a park. I don't know which one.
In the park. Okay. That sounds fun. So last week's conversation, we were talking about silk press. I posted a couple of videos. I did not post the YouTube, but Constance was talking about the silk press and, you know, how to get a good silk press. So I'm gonna have her recap that real quick, and then y'all can go watch the clip. Do you remember? She don't remember.
I'm laughing because I wasn't expecting a recap, but we were talking about how to achieve the best results for lasting silk press. Of course, the first thing, like I was stating in the video, starts with a good, great, awesome shampoo. That's gonna be the number one thing that has to be on point. First off, doing a great blow dry.
Yeah, because you talking about the temperature and all that stuff.
Making sure whenever you do start to silk press with the flat iron to only do one pass, not 1 + 1 + 1 = 8.
Like this.
Girl, you lose track. Right.
That's what she's talking about. And then y'all know you slow down on the parts that's already straight.
Don't slow down
on those.
Keep that speed up on the ends, man.
That one just, you ain't probably really have to do that one. Maybe you could do it then if you go back and do curls. Now you've had so much heat.
Gosh.
So
that's heat damage.
Yeah.
But definitely be mindful of the temperature of the blow dryer and the flat iron, which is very important. Using a heat protectant. And if your hair is clean, it shouldn't feel oily. If your hair feels oily while doing a silk press, then the shampoo most likely wasn't done correct. And you shouldn't add a lot of oil if you have like an oil heat protectant or something like that. Maybe a dime size, if that, because that may be too much depending on your hair. Making sure that you spread it evenly, brush it through so it spreads through your hair. That's pretty much it. But you can check out the video on YouTube at Socially Cultured.
Okay, so there's that. If you guys have any more questions about that, just put it in the comments or contact one of us, and we will walk you through that. Sans you coming into the salon to get a real silk and to get any other treatments. So today's topic is finding your passion in the industry. So what is passion?
I'm trying to pull this up.
She got the definition. In the industry we're talking about the beauty industry specifically?
I think honestly it can be any industry, because passion is passion, no matter what you have or where you're passionate at in industry or working environment.
Yeah.
But passion is about emotions, the motivation, and what makes us feel good. It's like doing what you love.
Mm-hmm.
When you have passion, you have a purpose, and the purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, primarily for others, or what we can do to contribute, ourselves to something.
Yeah, to anything. So if you got a passion for making satin bonnets, like I made satin bonnets, found out that wasn't my passion. I made lip gloss, it wasn't my passion. So things that even if you could do them and you could do them well, if you're not into it, you're not going to put everything you need to put into it. So that's how you know that's not your passion.
Right.
For me, doing hair, and anything really I notice about hair and beauty, but even if it's a show about nails, I like it, but I realize hair. So it could be bad hair, good hair, whatever hair TV show comes on. I just love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my passion is hair. I honestly have a bigger passion for doing clients that have issues with hair, issues with their scalp, bringing about that change to helping them understand that, your hair is beautiful no matter how it is. You can wear it and you can be confident.
With your head, whatever that is on your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the passion that if you do hair, I feel like you should have, but then again, that's something different too. Because some people's passion is like the styling portion, and they don't really
care about the health.
No, I don't see that, but that's not my thing. So I want you to have hair by choice if you want to, when you take off whatever extensions you have.
Right. Or coming out of a wig that you've been wearing for forever. Because you know that it's damaging your edges and the perimeter of your hair. What can you do? How can you wear your hair to feel confident? Those are some of the things that we like to focus on as well.
Yeah. So when we talk about passion, you've probably been hearing a lot of people talk about niching or whatever way they want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people are saying it a lot, but a lot of people don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you came up with the Urban Dictionary, which means a position or activity that particularly suits someone's talents, personality, or somebody can make blah 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 blah.
Rewind.
According to the Urban Dictionary, niche means a position or activity that particularly suits somebody's talents or personality, or that a person can make his or her own, whatever the rest of that was, because it stopped. But I think it should be that they can definitely make something their own. So they don't have to do what everyone else is doing.
Right.
They're able to customize and utilize their own talents in certain ways to accommodate for things that makes them stand out.
Yeah, so what would you say your niche is? What you just said earlier, you think that's your passion?
I think my niche, would be more so of growing hair, as far as scalp and hair health. That's why I like to do hair. I can remember someone's scalp before I remember their name.
Yeah, you did say that.
So it's crazy.
You like, hey, you oily scalp? Hey, dandruff, that's you.
Like I can.
Eczema. Is that it?
Right. I have like a mental dictionary of everyone's hair, even if they come one time. And I laugh because someone asked me, do I detangle hair? I do detangle hair. I do most of my detangling at the bowl. And she sat in my chair after leaving the bowl, and she was like, well, are you gonna detangle it? And I was like, no, it's detangled. She was like, well, how do you know? I said, I can see the tangles. She looked at me like what?
It's like, oh.
But I paid that much attention to the hair, which is crazy.
But how can you not know it's tangled if you're the one back there with the hair?
Yeah, and it never got tangled. When I blew it out, no tangles, no catch, no anything. So
that's what my
it was just that's just a conversation that stood out to me because it's like
when I do it, it's tangled.
Mm-hmm,
yeah. When you do it.
Yeah, but once you do things like that and you get into your passion, like you can feel the tangle, you can see the tangle, you can spread the hair and know if it's the tangle or tangle because you pay more attention to it because that's what you have an eye for.
Like a doctor that specializes in something, they know.
Right, they can just look at a scar and be like,
oh, that's blah blah blah. You're like, I thought it was this. No, stop looking at it.
Well, I looked it up on
that's
on
not
the med.
Right, yeah, on that website.
So they said I had cancer.
Right, and they're looking at you like, don't go on there.
Right.
Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is don't look on there. So the first thing we can tell y'all, we want you to go to Socially Cultured on YouTube, but don't just go to YouTube school.
Right.
Unless we probably refer you, or we say, hey, this video can actually show you something. But if you have a hairstylist, ask them.
Yeah, and if y'all have something to say or want us to talk about something, let us know.
Feel free to talk about it, because otherwise, why are we here? Honestly. So, as we go down into the niche, it says, as it relates to nature, it is the role of the organism within its natural environment that determines its relations with other organisms and ensures its survival. So what I take from that means that if you have your niche or you are operating in your niche or your niche, that it's going to, the best way for you to do that is, and know that that's what you're supposed to be doing, is how it all works, like in your system, as in like an ecosystem. So if Constance has assistants, and then she has ends up having hairstylists. So that means she has a salon with a team. So then if her niche is hair care, scalp and hair care first, and then everything else outside of that, the people that come into the salon as her employees or teammates, they have to also be there. Mm-hmm. And if they can't work within that ecosystem, it's going to be a clash. And the whole environment is going to mess up. Yeah. The world is going to be messed up.
And the key word is survival.
Survival.
Meaning it needs to work.
It has to work to survive, or it'll die.
Yes.
Your business, whatever you're doing in your industry, whether you own it or whatever, if you guys aren't able to work and flow together in like at least 90% capacity, then something's not going to work. Amazon doesn't work right if one person on the line can't make the line go through.
And it also takes us back to the first conversation of people doing things outside of the beauty industry. What is your
what's your thing? What's your why?
Right. Like, what makes you survive as a stylist? What's your, I can't even think of the word.
We were talking about people having to get jobs.
Your system, What is your system? Because being here in Atlanta, I was taught that even though if one thing in the hair industry doesn't work, there really shouldn't be a reason why you get a job outside of the hair industry because it's so big and there's so many opportunities. It's just finding that niche or that passion or coming up with a great system.
Yeah, within like what you're doing, like take the time to analyze.
Sit down. Don't be like me. I'm too busy sometimes, so even I need to sit down.
Too much.
It's because you feel like you can't get anything accomplished, and of course we always add to the list, but we're not checking off the list. So
I think that's where, you know how a lot of people are talking about you need a team, get your systems in place, and I'm like, okay, everybody on Instagram is somebody that's a coach, but it really does make sense that if you could find somebody to take this person does like your training for the assistant. For me, somebody can like hone in on the social media aspect, just so I don't have to worry about I ain't post this week because I was sleepy. I don't know. I didn't put the right caption. Somebody needs to do something.
Yeah, I think that the beauty industry needs not really coaches, but because to me a lot of times when you're trying to figure something out, people are not giving you the information that you need. They're giving you the outline, but we need the ABC, the 1, 2, 3, the breakdown, because it's hard to move if you don't know which way to go. Someone will tell you, "Oh, you need a system." Okay, but what does that mean?
And then the systems that, like you said, as far as the beauty industry goes, a lot of people want to come and get hair and makeup and nails and whatever, massage, whatever goes into that, but nobody's catering to specifically to the beauty. I don't say nobody, but very little people.
If you are or if they are, like, to me there's no specifics. It's too broad. Everything needs to be narrowed down because we're looking for narrow answers, you know, just like the Bible say. So, you know, we want the narrow gate.
Yeah.
Because we want it to last. We want rock. We don't want to just stand in the water.
Yeah, and then because beauty, like it's so broad, or beauty, fashion, all those slashes, it's so broad, but it encompasses everything that makes the world go round, honestly. But then once you get into it, it's the capitalism part of it. We do have to make money. We have to figure out how to make our business flow. It's money involved. Even if it's a free service, it's not free.
Right.
So time isn't free, money isn't free, the materials aren't free. But then in order for us to maximize it into, like you see all these people do these things, the lady got the aloe vera, she's swabbing it on people's head. Okay, that's her thing. With the steam floating out, then the next thing you know, you see everybody posting, they wiping aloe vera on people. But see, that's another thing, because now you're
that's not a niche.
But you get into now a legal aspect.
Yeah.
Where if you don't have something in place for when that person bumps up or has an allergy because you done steamed an aloe vera, which is good, but everything's natural is not good for everybody because people have allergies. So now, because you can do something, then you need to
be able to answer those questions on really what you're doing, not just doing it because you see that everybody else is doing it.
Like, it doesn't work for everybody. I mean,
I'm not a fruit and berries person.
She's not a juices and berries.
No, that's not what I do.
Juices and berries.
Yeah, no.
That's what this girl said at this class some years ago. She was like, y'all making it wasn't avocado stuff then. I think it was like olive oil and putting all that stuff on your hair. And she was like, no, this is the product right here. We got this product. Use this product. And I was like, I still go back and forth because I do like natural things, but I think that there are things that are made if you got the right products that do also work just as well and can still have some sort of backing to them. They're more consistent because maybe you don't know how much aloe vera and olive oil and avocado you put in this mixture for this person. Unless you write it down, you gotta
you gotta log it.
You gotta log it. You can't just
it definitely is more than just application. You have to know why, when,
how,
all
what time you put this on, like did you put it on before she got the wash, did you put it on after? Just anyway, it's a lot of things. So I had some more questions like, how does your mental stability play into learning about finding your niche, and using your passion,
I
and
think
how does it align with your coworkers or
I
your
think-
teammates?
what I'm learning is, because of course it has not always aligned, because I have not been the biggest talker, even though, I definitely should, but definitely coming to the point to where we do have those meetings and we do discuss, the values of the salon and what we're here to do so that we all stay aligned. And it's definitely good to constantly remind people, because I've learned, even with my clients, I could tell them not to do something. They've been coming to me for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you say something about, for me, coconut oil. They'll be like, oh, you never said that. And I just take a lap around the salon. Like,
Cause she can't stand coconut oil.
like, I just have to run around the salon. My salon ain't even big.
Like, that's the main thing. What are you talking about?
You've been here for 5 years. Ain't
You
no
know,
reason.
Ma'am, you've been using coconut oil, haven't you?
But it's something that
But
we just
yeah.
have to constantly remind our team. So I'm doing better as a leader.
Yeah.
Um,
That's something you have to learn. Especially
Yeah.
if you work however long you work for yourself and even by yourself.
yeah.
If you didn't come from, say if you came from a corporate, I came from a corporate salon setting, two of the biggest salon corporate settings, which taught me like a lot of stuff that you don't think when you first start out, because you're like, I don't want to work for this person and that, but it actually does help you if you could take from it.
Right. And
But-
see, for me, I've never worked in a corporate salon. I'm not gonna say never. I was at one, and I may have lasted 3 days.
Like my friend, she's not good with that.
Yeah, it was the fact that I was supposed to be working part-time, and she
Oh.
told me, oh yeah, next week you got 40 hours.
It's
And I'm like, wait.
Who said that? Not me.
I can't do that.
No, see, that's what.
But that's what ended my career as a corporate
She
staff.
said her career, she's like, nah, fam, I can't.
No, I was in the,
I can't.
I was still trying to start my own business, so.
But
I
you were
just
doing that
didn't.
anyway, right? You wanted to start your own.
I had started it.
Yeah,
But it
so
was
this
slow.
would have been like 8. So
And-
that would have been her other job,
Mhm.
even though it was hair, while she was trying to build her business. But
Yeah.
you already were building your business. That's why you were like, no, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because
focus
I
on
had it perfectly planned. I thought, I could only work here 3 days a week, nothing more. And she was trying to give me 4, and it just wasn't gonna work.
3 days, that's a lot. She was adding
Yeah.
1 day when you had 3
Yeah.
days was good.
That was, 10 hours a day? Yeah.
So
And
she only
that
wanted
4th day would have been 40 hours, but I already
taking out
had
your
clients.
Exactly. See, that's why
I had to make
it's
some
also hard
choices.
to work another job, even if it's hair, when you have a salon that you gotta like, or you work for yourself in a salon or something, because it will end up taking away
Yeah,
from that
and-
day you could have got that week
One
money.
thing I say is you have to make yourself available. You can't, even though we work for ourselves, we still work for clients. Like, it's not up to us. It is not up to us to be, making decisions. Oh no, I can't see you today, or I can't see you tomorrow. Go ahead.
Keep talking.
But you would definitely have to make yourself available. Being available is like one of the most important things that I've learned being my own business owner. As much as I would probably like to take off, or as much as I would probably like to do other things sometimes, I cannot leave my clients hanging, because they love to come get their hair done, they look forward to it, and they depend on me. So definitely make yourself available. It's hard to be a hairstylist and you have 10 other places to be in one day when you're trying to build your clientele. Sometimes it's just a sit and wait. You just gotta sit and wait. Sitting and waiting pays off. It really does.
So,
Yeah, we probably gotta close up.
so But you're right, that does make sense. You do have to take time for yourself, but when you're building a business or when it's been like, they at least have to know they can depend on you, because people used to be like, somebody said, Mama, I'm gonna go to Kim, I'm gonna see if Kim can do my hair. The girl had told me, and she said her mom was like, is Kim gonna be there? She was like, oh, one thing I know, Kim gonna be there.
Right.
She said, I did, check and see. I was like, look, if I'm not snowed in, if I can slide down the street or whatever it is, and I don't have something I have to be at, if it's my day to be at work, I'm gonna be at work.
Right.
And sometimes if it's not my day to be at work, but like say it makes sense, and it makes sense for me to come, I'll still come, or you got a special event or whatever it is, because I would rather try to do that for you than for you to be like that one time, like the people don't remember what you said about coconut, or they'll remember that one time when you didn't show up. Which if the client, you got that relationship, I will do it. Not for everybody and not every time, because you're not going to dictate my time.
If you do bad, people will tell the world, but if you do good, they gonna tell one person.
If they tell, because they don't want that person to get you.
They don't. They keep you a secret when you're good.
We don't need those kind of secrets.
Hey.
So I had written down that we had 2 books. The one book Constance was reading and one book I was reading, and they both. I know the book I was reading plays into what we were talking about.
Me as well. The book that I was reading is called "Build the Damn Thing." It's how to become rich. And it structures how to set up a good team and how to have a good, almost like building your good rock to stand on, so that if things sway, you can still hold up, hold on. It's a good book.
So, and the book I'm reading is called The Genius Habit, and that book is written by a lady who branched out on her own, and she helps people find their genius, which is basically finding their passion sliced into finding what thing they're supposed to be doing. Like we were saying about the passion and the niche. What thing makes you on fire? But even if you have like a whole system or a whole job, or you're the CEO of something, but you like the hands-on talking to people part, you don't really like the other things that comes with that, you can delegate those things and so you can flourish in the part that really makes you happy. That's also like something Dr. Cindy Trim was saying, where you find that thing that you like to do, and then you work that part. You have to do all the other parts if it's your business or something. But like if your zone is like between, like mine, I'm a morning person. Even if I don't want to wake up early, I'm just up. So I might as well utilize that time. If it's like really late, I start going like here. And if it's math or something, I can't. I need to do the math like when I was in school. I need to do that when my brain is going good. Because at nighttime, I can't think. But I could read, I could write papers or whatever I gotta write. I just can't think for math because that's not. It requires too much energy.
Yeah, I put everything down when it comes to numbers. I'm just like, let me find someone.
Yeah, but especially when you're not in that flow. So that pretty much wraps us up for today. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, check out the Myers-Briggs scale. It's a scale that kind of tells you how you work with others. And it's in that book, The Genius Habit, but it's also it's online as well.
Yeah, it's also something that we probably do it anyway, but it will help us do it better because we'll know. Like if me and Constance work together, I could see how her personality is, how she does things, and then if she could see how I am, and then that will make us hopefully not clash. We could try to bounce off each other and work better together. Instead of hating to go to work, because a lot of people don't like going to work because they don't like the people. I pretty much like most people I work with. So
me too.
Wherever I go.
Yeah, and if I don't like them, they'll never know.
Yeah. Like it's not like, oh my God, I can't stand to come there. Unless I guess I really haven't had managers that much though. So not enough to say that. But if it's your manager, that's probably a different story because you got to talk to them.
Yeah, I think it just, once you hold a conversation versus being a person who looks at another person from a distance,
Yeah,
but
that's
actually
true.
go up and talk to them and say something, even if it's how's your day or how are you or anything.
Just speak.
Just
And then
break
just
that
keep
ice.
going.
And a lot of
Yeah.
times, once you get to know someone
Yeah.
versus looking at them from a distance, it changes your perspective. So check us out. Stay tuned to Culturally Social on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We have videos coming soon. We trying to figure out.
We're just trying to get them.
I'm not gonna say we. Constance is trying to figure out how to share them to Kim.
We just have two different things, and see, that ain't our niche,
right?
But
we still recording.
Yeah, we still recording, so y'all probably just get an influx of videos, which who don't like to binge watch.
Oh, that's good.
So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I've been telling my son, Jacob, can you write us a song? Can you make us a song for this?